That did not work. So we need to vote on November 8th to make sure, again, across the ticket, that we are representing progressive democratic values. It's a pleasure to be back out here in Northfield. I won't be long. We are facing very troubling times, not just in Cook County, but across our country, as it relates to the issues of crime and violence and justice, and the notion of what justice means across demographics. The last several days, or the last week and a half, have been particularly challenging for all of us as we talk about what's happening in our communities, when we're talking about not just the daily ticker of young lives being lost and older lives being lost in Chicago due to what is now becoming unprecedented levels of violence in our communities, but also the gulf between those communities which are suffering from those unprecedented levels of violence, and the relationship with law enforcement, and the relationship with not just law enforcement, but our criminal justice system, and the belief that many of them have, and that the system is broken and that there's not room for them in it. And that has a direct impact on the public safety that we all seek for all of us. And that is a role that our law enforcement officials have to take on and embrace without fear or hesitation, and that comes with difficult conversations and relationship building across the spectrum that we have to roll up our sleeves and get down to doing. If it's never been more evident in the course of recent history, it's been so within the last 2 weeks. And so as Elaine said, it's been a pressure-filled couple of months since the election, trying to figure out where to begin because our challenges are so many. I am often, though, inspired by the leadership that Elaine and our progressive partners in the legislative have taken on in talking about criminal justice reform here in Illinois. We've actually gotten some bipartisan support, which is also miraculous, on getting reform issues passed, and whether that's meaningful reform on juvenile justice issues, meaningful reform on sentencing, which we're going to be looking at in the next couple of months, or again, talking about what police accountability looks like. And so while these are troubled times, this is a time of real opportunity, an opportunity for us here in Cook County to be leaders in criminal justice reform, because as I've said for many months, the country and really the world is watching how we emerge from these troubled times. I'm honored and privileged and humbled to have received the nomination from fellow Democrats to lead this effort. I've said repeatedly that I believe not only my professional experiences of having been a former prosecutor, having been the chief of staff or president of the county, but really more importantly, someone who grew up in a neighborhood that was impacted by crime and violence. To have survived all of those things, to be in a position right now at this moment in our history to be a leader in transformative change with the help of all of you. I accept that pressure dutifully with graying hairs every day. I usually blame my 13-year-old, but I'll blame the task at hand. But I could not be more excited and more proud to be the standard bearer for the party, to put Cook County, Illinois, back at the forefront of reform and justice for all. Thank you very much.